Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are going out to get the cows some feed. I was chopping wood. I guess I should say I was chopping wood, and now we're taking a breather by going out and giving the cows some feed. It's late for them for breakfast. I'd actually run into town this morning, so bypass the cows. We're gonna go throw them alfalfa. They have grass out here that they have all the time, and then we substitute it with alfalfa because it's not great grass, it's just feeder. But today is one of those absolutely beautiful days. It makes you appreciative for the things you have in this lifestyle we get to live. It is 24 degrees out, blue skies, sun's coming down, cows are fat and happy. The homestead is good. But it's so beautiful out here. Look at all this snow, green trees. I think it's pretty cool. Hit on cue. Cows are coming over because the cows hear me coming over, and I'm the food guy. All right, I gotta jump in here really quick. So our gate is frozen to the ground, snowpack, ice, that whole thing. So I have to jump up over this thing, and I can't hold the camera and jump up over and feed the cows. And I actually throw alfalfa to the cows out in their pen, because if I stick it all here in this area, this one right over here, you can see Bonnie standing underneath the tree. She gets picked on and she gets pushed off the hay. So she was always she can get to grass, but once the other cows eat all their grass, they go and push her off. So I have to spread the piles out. So it's much more of an effort for them to spread or to push her off. So that's how I feed the alfalfa to these guys, because we want to make sure that they're all gaining weight and one of them's not getting pushed off and losing weight. Because we are heading into February, the cold month, and we want to make sure that they are not taking away from their fat supply and losing weight throughout the winter time. And Bonnie gets bullied by Lila. So just give them a big gap like that in their food, and that makes them be a little bit nicer to each other. These goats are in here eating my grass as well. They can slip through the fence, so that's fine. There's a bunch of what's left of the round bale, or what's left of the large square bale, is over here, and it's a pretty good mess. As you can see, the cows just lay in it and poop all over it, of course. So you can see where the goats are down there. That is where we put the bale, the first big square bale. Then we put this one here, and then the next one is going to go down there. So I've got 3 different spots of where the animals are going to pack in the grass, which makes biomatter for the field, which is just great for the field, as well as all the poop. They're pooping in all these different spots. It'll be concentrated, and as long as we don't allow it to become too much of a mess when we're running the tractor in here, when they're walking over it, all that stuff, it works it into the soil, and it's just better buildup for the soil, which will create a much nicer field. And I know from last year, even in a drought, this field produced nice grass. There was some long stuff, and then there's actually a creek, seasonal creek, that runs through this field. That grass next to the creek is very thick, very lush grass that just naturally grows up. So we're just making the rest of the field better by adding nutrients, natural fertilizer, since there's going to be a fertilizer shortage this year, or currently is. Natural fertilizer, right? The old ways, when you couldn't go to the store and just buy a bag of fertilizer, you had to spread manure, spread this grass, and the goats being in here moves that stuff around, and it just adds to the ecosystem. It's awesome. So pretty cool process to ensure that we have a nice field full of grass coming in the springtime for our cows. Well, that hay bale is pretty done, so we're going to be getting them a new one. I actually have a neighbor who is going to get hay bales. Said she would get me pick up my bales for me as well. So Lila just tossed this goat. This goats get a beating when they try to eat with the cows. But I got a neighbor who's getting hay bales tonight. Awesome homesteader neighbor. She's getting hay bales, and then I will go and pick them up this evening and then bring them out here this evening in the tractor. It'll probably be at nighttime. We'll see if I bring you guys along with. But we're gonna let the cows eat their breakfast, and we are gonna go back to wood chopping. One of the things that I do with the hay bales is I try to keep them belling twined together so that it holds up longer. Because once the cows can get on it, they'll get on it, and then they'll bust it up, and then they'll waste a bunch of grass. And that bale out there's a lot that's wasted, and they're not going to eat it. Well, they will eat through it if they're forced to, which means they're consuming a bunch of their poop, which increases their exposure to worms, getting worms, and then again they're losing weight because of a parasite inside them. So we keep it banded, which means I gotta pick up the baling twine. You don't want to leave the baling twine out here because they'll eat it and it'll get caught up in their guts. So as soon as they're done beating up their bale, I go and grab their baling twine, or as they're beating it up, if there's baling twine on the ground, I will grab that baling twine and take it out of the pasture as well. You don't want them to get tangled up in it, and you certainly don't want them to eat it. All right, cows are fed. Cows are watered. One thing nice about it being a lot warmer this year is not having to fight so much ice. On the really, really cold years, we got to fight ice a lot in these water buckets, water troughs. Because we're off grid, we can't run stock heaters, tank heaters, so you gotta work a lot harder to keep your water thawed out. Coming over here to show you guys the new puppies. Hey! Hey, there he is. Here they come. Here's the blue healers, guys. As you can see, there's a red one in there. Getting his face chewed on. That one is going to be red and blue, which is super cool looking. Both mom and dad are blue healers, but they carry that recessive gene, so you catch a red every once in a while. These guys got moved out here into the goat pen not too long ago. Once they could get out of their little pool inside the house, inside the cabin, it was time for them to go outside. We actually got to see Mama give birth inside the cabin, inside a pool, next to the fire, nice and warm, because it was extremely cold out when she was giving birth, and we weren't going to let her give birth just out here because it was down to 10 degrees. So now they're in the goat hut. Bunch of straw bedding. Mama stays out here with them, and they are They're very active now, so they're doing well. Alright guys, that is it for the video. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up on your way out, and then if I wind up getting that bale this evening and have time, I'll just add it to the end of this video and show you guys how we just drop big bales to the cows for the cold months out here. It's just to keep them fat, and it's probably a bit of a waste of grass. Need to get a big feeder, especially with the price of grass this year. Grass is ridiculous, so we shouldn't be wasting any, but we are, just to ensure that the cows stay fat and happy. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.